Hello, welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Tribe. My name is Jay, and today we'll be working on a Vinyasa flow class focusing on balance and coordination. So balance is a very complicated thing for all of us, I'm sure, because it's always changing. Each and every day, we wake up a little bit different. And so there's 4 aspects to balance that I always like to focus on in yoga. One is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And trying to navigate our way, not just in our yoga practice, but through our day-to-day lives, trying to honor each of these 4 directions. So as we go through this practice, take your time, use your breath. Our breath is the greatest example of balance we have. So in yoga, there's 2 aspects, kind of like yin and yang. It's called sthira. Effort. It would be our inhale to pull in life. And sukham is our exhale, our ease in life, where we get to relax and back off. So we're gonna need a little bit of both in all of these. Don't burn out, but also that you give enough to stay up with this class. So always checking in with your energy level, your heart rate, making sure you're getting the most out of this practice so you leave it nice and balanced. So we're gonna start laying on your back. Starting backwards in Shavasana. Allow your eyes to close, palms to face up. Imagine that you're floating on the mat. Just get to know yourself. Each breath traveling through your body, through your mind, through your heart, through your soul. Notice the places that feel good. Notice those places that need a little bit more love, attention. You start to deepen your breath, drawing in through your nose and out through your nose. And just starting to find this consistency in your breath. So whether it's 3 to 5 second long inhales, you want to make sure it's 3 to 5 second long exhales. You could use your intuition, or maybe if you want the challenge, count your heartbeats and see if you can match your heartbeats between each inhale and exhale. And for the rest of our class, our breath will be our focus. It'll bring stability to the practice. So if you lose your breath, pause, regain it, and this will naturally bring balance into your practice. You start to move your fingers and your toes. We'll inhale, expand, open them up. Then exhale, squeeze them nice and tight. Inhale, reach your arms over your head, lift your tummy, point your toes. And then exhale, hug your knees into your chest, a nice loving squeeze, maybe a little bit of a circle or a shift side to side. Good, then take your hands down beside your hips, and if you need, you could always sit on top of your hands. So we're gonna start with a little bit of balance between your body and your brain. So as I inhale, I'm gonna extend my right leg up, and this leg is gonna stay straight for the next little sequence. So when in doubt, make sure the right leg stays straight. As I inhale, I'm gonna lower my right heel to hovering, and I'm gonna extend my left leg up towards the ceiling. As I exhale, I'm gonna draw my left knee back to my chest. I'm gonna lift my right leg back up to the ceiling. Inhale, extending right leg down, left leg up. Exhale, contracting left knee to chest, right heel to ceiling. Keep going like this. Inhale, extending, splitting our legs. And exhale, contracting left knee to chest. Inhale, opens. Exhale, close. You can keep going like this, but if you're ready to add on your next exhale, start to lift your hips off the floor. As you inhale, lightly set your hips back down, extend the legs. Exhale, contract, hip lift. Inhale, open. Try to use your core rather than momentum. And if you're ready to add on again, on your next exhale, lift your head and your hands. Keep your head and your hands lifted. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, open up, expand. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, and then exhale. 1, keep it nice and tight. We're here for 5, reach up. 4, tighten up. 3, reach forward. 2, 1, hug your knees into your chest, circle them out. That's definitely got the heart pumping a little bit faster, so control it with your breath, slowing down your exhales again. Alrighty, hands come down beside your hips, and this time our left leg extends straight up to the ceiling, so your left leg is gonna be the straight leg. As I inhale, I'm gonna lower my left leg, I'm gonna extend my right leg up. As I exhale, I draw my right knee to chest, left leg comes high. Inhale, opening up the legs, splitting them. Exhale, contracting, right knee to chest, left heel to ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, find a motion, whether you're going faster or slower, doesn't matter. Just finding consistent movements. And if you're ready to add on your next exhale, just start to lift your hips. Inhale's opening, exhale's closing. And that's why we follow our breath. They tell us what to do. If you're ready to add on your next exhale, lift your head, lift your hands. Inhale, expand your arms over your head. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, round and curl. We're here for 5. Get smaller. 4, reach up to the left foot. 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees to your chest. Circle out. Just start to rock forward and back, massaging your lower back. And then we'll come up and onto your hands, onto your knees for your tabletop position. In your tabletop, just take any organic movements, whether it's cat, cow, some wrist stretches, maybe some neck stretches, whatever sets your practice up for success. Notice your breath. Calm it down, ground yourself, relax. As you inhale, let's lift your right arm up high. So first go for height, reaching up, then go for depth, peeling back your right shoulder. Eventually we're gonna stack our shoulders, and then maybe you can overextend. Notice how much resistance is in your chest. Keep working on opening your heart and life. It's worth it. Take a deep breath into your fingertips. As you exhale, we're gonna thread your needle so that your shoulder and face come down to the floor. Now this is one of the few postures that focuses on an upward twist. So we want to keep our heart open. We don't want to slouch your left shoulder. Keep it peeled back. You could always extend your left arm forward or take it behind your back for an extra challenge. I'm just going to stay with my left hand planted. So find Sukham, relax. If you try too hard, you're going to fall over. As you now extend your left leg to the back of the room. I like to start by pressing down through my pinky toe, finding internal rotation, which basically means my bathroom muscles have engaged. As you inhale, we're going to lift your left leg up. Now the golden rule of this class is keep your pinky toe facing down. We don't want our hip opening, turning sideways. Once you found your sweet spot, then we're going to push the limits a little bit. We're going to inhale, lift up until you're at that tipping point. Then we're going to exhale, round and curl your knee to your chest, squeezing all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, extending up and back. Exhale, rounding in, heel to your bum. One more time. Inhale, extend up, up, up. Exhale, round and curl as tight as you can. Set your left knee down. Plant your left hand. Inhale, open up, unthread your needle, right arm high. Think of your favorite song you like to jam out to, and then make some big open circles, like you're jamming out an electric guitar. Getting into your rotator cuff, your chest and your back. You can go fast, you can go slow. Once you're feeling pretty open, you have this circular rotation, switch directions. We'll meet back in tabletop. We'll inhale, lift your left arm high. Don't be in a rush, stay here for a little bit. First find height, then find depth. Try not to lean so far back. Stay with your weight in your right hand. See how wide you can open your heart. Deep breath into the fingertips. Exhale, thread your needle so that your hand and shoulder come down to the floor. Face is relaxed, chest is open. Adjust your hand to the same place it was last time, finding balance, right? And when you're ready, extend your right leg back. So really making sure your pinky toe is pressing down before we start so that we have that lower bandha lock, or the bottom of your core is engaged. As you inhale, float the right foot up. Find your sweet spot. If you fall over, know that you can always try again. It's pretty windy in here, isn't it? Take a deep breath in, lift up a little bit higher, then exhale, round and curl your knee into your chest, engage your core. Inhale, expanding, opening, very similar to what we started with. Exhale, curl in, heel the bum. One more time, inhale, push the limits. Exhale, round and curl. Set your right knee down. Inhale, lift your left arm up on thread. Give it those big open circles. Switch directions. Remember, you can go fast, slow, work with how you're feeling today. We'll meet in our tabletop position. Flex your fingers, tuck your toes. Now lean forward, cow pose, drop your belly, open your heart. Then exhale, cat, round and curl, lean back your hips towards your heels. Pull yourself forward, cow, open up the back. Exhale, cat, round and curl, tuck your tail, push back. Inhale, cow, leaning forward, looking up. Exhale, round and curl, this time into your crouch position. Knees come off the mat. Wrap your elbows in, look forward. Inhale, cow pose, drop the knees, shift forward, open up. Exhale, cat, into your crouch. And this time, push your heels forward. Draw your knees up, starting to get into the arches of your feet and your ankles. One more time, inhale, cow pose, shift forward, open up, make it feel incredible. Exhale, cat, round and curl into your crouch. Good, inhale, shift forward, plank pose, plank asana. Adjust your feet if you need, tuck your tail, and then push yourself away from the mat like it's really smelly. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. First dog of the day, so bend your knees a little bit, shake them out, shake out your hair, find your breath. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, cross your right leg behind your left leg so that your pinky toes are right next to each other. Push up through your bottom leg, push down through your top leg. Heart is still pulling towards your knees. Say hello to your calf and to your hamstrings. Make sure you're pumping the blood down into them. Now lift your right leg high. Exhale, step lightly between your hands. Low lunge. Drop your back knee. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Square your hips. Exhale, crescent moon or Anjaneyasana. Your back bend. You'll always see me move a little bit, especially at the beginning of class. That's because I'm a little bit tighter, and I like to give my body a heads up of what we're gonna do. So as my pelvis comes down and forward, my heart comes up and back. We're going in every direction. Finding the balance in between. That balance shouldn't feel like a back pinch. That's how you know you're out of balance. Once you're feeling pretty good, reach your arms up, Kapyasana. On your exhale, cactus your arms, pinch your shoulder blades, sink down. Reach up and over. Exhale, sink down and forward. One more time, inhale, up and over. Exhale, down and forward. Inhale, sit up tall. On your exhale, half splits, extend your right leg forward into your Ardha Hanumanasana. So you can point your foot, you could flex your foot, you could turn your foot out and then turn your foot in. Any movements are allowed, stillness is great. Think about your heart coming towards your toes, like we're coming over a speed bump rather than just your head to your knee. And then as always, start at about 70%. And as you breathe, maybe you start to get a little bit deeper in the stretch. Know that we're still early in this class, so don't spend what you got yet, conserve. All right, we're gonna plant your left hand, and this can be quite an awkward transition, so just do your best. We're gonna take a split twist. Lift your right hand high. So my inner thighs are engaged. Don't lock out your knee. A little soft bend is preferable. Really peel open the chest. And then do your best whether you have to bounce or awkwardly slide. But we're going to inhale, pick up your right heel. We're going to exhale, extend it behind you, and place your foot down. Inhale, reach your top arm over your ear, Utthita. And then exhale, float your right foot, your back foot up again, finding your modified side plank. Now, even though it's modified, I find that this version of side plank is usually a little bit more challenging because we have to find balance. I have to engage my core. I have to stay soft in my joints. I'm reaching forward, but I'm also reaching back. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, as slowly as you can, step your right foot back to the top of the mat. Good, release your hands. Now, not using momentum and not kicking off with your left foot, let's inhale into your standing split. I'm gonna float my left leg up to the sky. Pinky toe down, of course. Maybe hands are flat on the mat. Don't be afraid to bend your standing leg, your right leg. Inhale, push against gravity. Lift that left heel a little bit higher. Then exhale, left knee into your chest. First time's always wobbly, so use your drishti, your gaze. Inhale, look forward, stand up. One-legged pose. Take your hands to heart to start with. Lock in your core, lift up your knee, relax your shoulders. Flexing your foot almost like your Captain Morgan. And then we're gonna inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. One-legged mountain. We'll take a deep breath in. Slow motion, exhale, standing splits. We're gonna float our hands back down, lifting your left leg back up. Inhale, lift your left leg a little bit higher. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, rise up, stand up. And then exhale, vertically twist to the left. So I'm gonna open up my arms to a T. Nothing happened to my legs. Shoulder blades pressed together. And if you can, find your left thumb with your right eye. If you can, you've got great hand-eye coordination, give yourself a thumbs up. Inhale, back to center, sweep your arms up. Exhale, standing splits with a little style, a little pizzazz. Last time. Inhale, lift your left heel so much it lifts your right heel. Come onto your toe tips. Exhale, left knee to chest. Release your right heel. Inhale, stand up, rise up. One-legged mountain. Exhale, vertically twist to the left. Inhale, rise up, reach up. On your exhale, standing splits. Float yourself down. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg as high as it can go. On your exhale, left knee to chest, little challenge. Pick up your right heel. Lean forward, shoulders over your fingertips. You can stay here. I'm really pressing into the mat. If you want to play around with little handstand practice, keep your left knee to your chest. So maybe it's little hops off the right foot, and eventually we'll start to find this L shape in our body. Keep your left knee into your chest. Eventually, we'll extend our right leg up. It's okay if you don't quite make it. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step, walk, or jump back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Slow and steady. Inhale, up dog, shun the heart. And then exhale, down dog, reset, reconnect, find your breath. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, cross your left leg behind your right leg. Push up through your bottom leg, push down through your top leg, heart towards your knees. Breathe. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step between your hands. Drop your back knee. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, square your hips. And then exhale, sink forward, crescent moon, Anjaneyasana. Open up the heart, sink down and forward, lift up and over, find your balance. We're gonna be coming in and out of this shape quite a bit today. So I think we always want core engagement. Even in a back bend, want a little bit of a tail tuck and a knitting of the ribs to support us. A lot of back pain comes from lack of core support. Now reach your arms up, Kapyasana. Exhale, cactus your arms, big back bend. Now reach up and over. Exhale, cactus. One more time. Big exhale. Inhale, rise up, sit up tall. Exhale, half split, extend your left leg forward. Try to mirror what you did last time. This is a great time to reconnect to your breath, reconnect to your mind. Make sure that you're in line with your intention, so your purpose for your practice. All right, we're gonna plant your right hand. Remember a soft bend in your left knee. Now lift your left arm high, split twist. So we wanna stack your shoulder over your knuckles, really grounding through my right palm. Then do your best. Pick up your left heel and exhale, extend your left leg to the back of the room. A lot of inner thigh coordination. Utthita, top arm up and over your ear. And then exhale, float your back foot up, finding your modified side plank or modified Vashisthasana. Find your center, which is actually your belly button, your navel, the exact center of your body. So engage it, pull it up and in. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we're gonna step left foot to the top of the mat lightly as we can, not using momentum or force. Now float your right foot up, standing split. Pinky toe down. Good, take a deep breath in, lift your right heel a little bit higher. Exhale, right knee to chest. You know where we're going. Rise up, stand up. Find your core connection. Flex your foot, but at the same time, relax your face, relax your jaw. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up, lift the corners of your mouth up, and then exhale, slow motion, we fold. Standing splits, hands down, right leg up. Lift your right heel a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to chest. Rise up, stand up. And then exhale, vertically twist to the right. Arms to a T, chest is open. If you can, finding your right thumb with your left eye. Now back to center, embrace the wobbles. Exhale, standing splits. Now lift your right heel so much it lifts your bottom heel, your left heel pressed to your palms. Exhale, right knee to chest. Now stand up, rise up with your breath. Exhale, vertically twist. Now rise up, one-legged mountain. Exhale, fold, almost like a warrior three. Good, now lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Staying here. This is layer one, it's a great place to be. Lean into your wrist. Layer two, lift your bottom heel, left heel comes up. Layer three, we're gonna keep your right knee to your chest, maybe just little hops, starting to practice putting weight into our hands, trust. Think about underdoing it rather than overdoing it, but eventually we're gonna start to find some balance. And if you find that balance, lift your left leg high, keep your right knee to your chest. Notice how far forward I have to lean. You always want your shoulders over your fingertips. We'll meet in forward fold, feet together. Halfway lift. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump, plank. Shift forward, exhale, low plank. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reset. All right, let's take a down dog twist. This is a little bit of an awkward movement. Just do your best. I'm gonna take my right hand to the outside of my left leg. It can be your thigh, your calf, eventually your ankle or heel. So we're trying to twist your right shoulder under your left shoulder. Maybe you can look under your left armpit. Breathe deep unless you forgot the DO. Deep breath in and exhale, down dog, reset. Notice which arm is a little bit stronger, which arm has a little bit more work to do. Left arm comes for the outside of your right leg. Look under the armpit up. We don't want anything to happen in the hips. This is an upper body twist. Twisting through our core, the ribs. Deep breath in. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Pause here. Keep connection to your arm. Challenge, come onto your left fingertips. Second challenge, reach your left arm forward. Good, plant the left hand. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, lean forward. Inhale, right leg high. And then exhale, cross your right knee to your left elbow, pause. Inhale, falling triangle, extend the right foot. Lift your left hand, plant your back heel. On your exhale, plop asana, sit down. I said asana. I know what you're thinking. Hey, we're gonna sink and sweep. So we're gonna try and reach your hands in front of your toes. I'm gonna plant my left hand behind me. In a wild thing, pick up your hips. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, wild thing, be smooth. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. We pause here. Little challenge if you want it. On your next exhale, pick up your right foot. That's the bottom foot. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. On your exhale, step lightly between your hands. Low lunge. Come onto your fingertips. Lift your right heel. Say hello to your right calf. Good. So we're going to lean forward. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, hover your hands into turbulence pose. And you can guess why I call this turbulence pose. Engage your core. Extend your spine. Lift the right heel. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift the arms. And set your heel down. Notice what happened. We lifted from our core rather than pulling from our back. And this makes all the difference in our stability, in our coordination. So I have a soft bend in my bottom knee. I'm pretty low, center of gravity. I'm gonna take a deep breath, lift my arms up high. I'm gonna exhale, vertically twist the right. Open the chest, we've been here before. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, let's come down to the ground with our left hand to our low lunge twist. Now, to help out, use your drishti, your focus, your gaze. Maybe look up towards the ceiling, your right hand. We're gonna inhale, rise back up. On our exhale, we're gonna come down again, but maybe a little bit lighter, maybe to your fingertips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, coming down, but this time maybe you hover your hand if you can. Inhale, rising up. And then exhale, we're just gonna pivot, open, warrior two. So adjust your stance, sink down low. We've all been in warrior two quite a few times. And if you've never been in warrior two, this probably isn't the class for you. But if it is, just do your best, okay? So knees over the ankle, hips are low, arms are extending. We're gonna flip the right palm, and now reverse your warrior. On your exhale, we're gonna come into our triangle pose, Trikonasana. Extend your front leg, reach up. Don't worry about coming down. Keep your hips open, keep your heart open. And now reverse your warrior. Exhale, triangle. One more time. Inhale, up and over, reverse warrior. Exhale, up and forward, triangle. And this time we're gonna stay here. So hips open, heart open. If you can touch the ground, maybe you go for your peace finger, your big toe. Peel back your left shoulder, breathe. Inhale, warrior two. On your exhale, half moon Ardha Chandrasana, I'm gonna reach forward and I'm gonna float my back foot up. First, find stability, so ground yourself with your hand and your foot. Hip is open. Then when you feel stable, fingertips, maybe you bring that bottom hand to your heart. The biggest challenge for me is always to look up at the ceiling. As lightly as you can, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, chaturanga, plant the hands. Take your time. Ekapada, float your right leg if you want the extra challenge. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reset, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Pausing here. Maybe right fingertips. Maybe reach that right arm forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Squeeze in tight. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, cross the body. Inhale, falling triangle. Extend your leg, plant your back heel, reach up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink and sweep. Extend your arms over your toes. Plant your right hand behind you. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, wild thing. And then exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. Good. If you want to challenge, inhale, pick up the left foot. Use your core. Exhale, plant the right hand. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Three-leg dog. Exhale, step between your hands. Low lunge. Come onto your fingertips. Pick up your front heel, your left heel. Engage your core. Exhale, hover your hands, turbulence pose. See how high you can lift your left heel. Really pull your inner thighs together. Extend your heart forward. From your core, inhale, crescent lunge. Arms up, heel down. Soft bend in your knee. Bend your knees, not your back. Tuck your tail. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, vertically twist to the left. All right, so heart is open. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, place your right hand down softly if you can. Keep the twist. And now stand back up. Vertical crescent lunge. Exhale, coming down again, maybe just fingertips this time. Inhale, back up, using strength, not momentum. Last time, exhale, maybe you hover that right hand. Inhale, rising up. With a little bit of style, exhale, warrior two, pivot open. Adjust your stance. Sink down nice and low. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. We always follow our breath. Inhale, up and over, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle pose. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So notice I don't want to be leaning my heart forward. I want my ribs over my thigh. Back heel is planted. So is my pinky toe, so I can lift the arch in my back foot. And I'm reaching up towards the ceiling, even if I can touch the floor. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Float your back foot up. Exhale, chaturanga, optional. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Shake it out. Loosen up. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Challenge. Left fingertips. Reach your left arm forward or hover your left arm in the air. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up. On your exhale, knee to nose, round and curl. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, falling triangle. Open up. Exhale, sink and sweep. Plant your left hand behind you. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. Extra challenge, if you want it, is to inhale, pick up your back foot into awkward falling triangle. We'll exhale, step it back. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. Good, come onto your fingertips. Lift your right heel. Exhale, hover your hands, turbulence pose. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms come up, nice and high. On your exhale, vertically twist to the right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your left hand down. On your inhale, we're gonna pick your back foot up. This is where it gets different. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. Maybe come onto your fingertips, keep the chest open. Notice the higher your back heel is, the easier this counterbalance is. Eventually, left hand to your heart. Okay, release your hands. Standing splits. This is where we get a little weird. Cross your left leg over to the right. You'll see the blade edge of my foot comes down, and I have a big bend in my right knee. That's helpful. Left hand is planted, and now lift your right hand high. You should feel your IT band really start to stretch. This is like my favorite stretch. Now carefully, pick up your front heel, your right heel. Now softly as you can, exhale, step up and over to the back of the mat, falling triangle. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, the lunge. Plant your right heel. Inhale, warrior one. Find your breath. Square your hips. Sink down nice and low. My back heel is planted, so similar to my crescent, but a little bit different. Front knee is lunged. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. On your exhale, pyramid pose, I extend up and over my left leg. Now your left leg can have a bend, especially if you're not flexible enough for a straight leg. Don't force it. Try to square your hips. Pull your right hip forward, your left hip back. Aim your heart towards the top of your mat. And breathe. All this heat we built should be helping to loosen up those deeper tissues in your hamstrings, your quads, your thighs. So now is a time of sukham. This is where we receive the benefit of all that effort. Inhale, warrior one, rise up. Sharpen your swords, pinky fingers in. If you can have one sharp sword, great. If that one sword's bent, better have to have two sharp swords. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slice your swords, airplane arms. One clean step. Right knee to your chest. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll meet in forward fold, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, step, walk, or jump, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reset. Now that we've taken a few breaths, we've reset our down dog. Let's inhale, lift your right leg high. On your exhale, half pigeon, the moment you've been waiting for. Crossing your shin behind your wrist, sitting up tall. Make sure that your left leg is long behind you. Now you can just surrender to your sleeping pigeon, or since we're so warmed up with our twist, maybe you take one of my favorite options, which is called pigeon twist. I'm gonna plant my left hand to the center of my mat. I'm gonna reach my right hand back from my left foot. Make sure you're not falling over to the right or left. You can either kick into your hand or pull your heel to your butt. You'll notice a difference. Layer two, if it feels right, come down to your forearm. Breathe, keep your chest open, and whenever you're ready to release, let go into your sleeping pigeon. It can be quite easy to meditate when we're really active, when you have to meditate, right? When we're moving so dynamically. But the second we come back to stillness, notice where your mind goes. Notice if you just wander off into la la land or into tomorrow, back into yesterday. As good as a practice is, remember that it's just practice. What matters most is how we use this practice, how we apply it once we come off the mat, once we go back into the world. And so the balance of yoga is that the practice is our sthira. Sukham will happen after yoga, when you walk out of the room, when you take that first breath of fresh air, when you go and see the people you're working with, or your family, or your friends. How can we use the balance, these tools we've learned in the class, to affect everyone else in the world? We'll come back onto our hands, take a deep breath into the heart, exhale, down dog, shake out your right leg, Bring it back to life. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Set it up for success. Sit up nice and tall. If you're doing the pigeon twist, it's opposite hand to opposite foot. The option of coming down to your form. Know that anytime you need, go back to your regular sleeping pigeon. When you're ready, come back onto your hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, down dog. Last down dog of your practice, so shake it out and check in on it. What's the same? What changed? Now as you're ready, step, walk, jump, or just drop your knees and come onto your back. As you come onto your back, give yourself a well-deserved hug, lots of love. Maybe a little bit of a circling of the knees. We'll take our arms out to a T or a cactus, and we'll cross your right leg up and over your left knee for our Garidasana legs. If you can double wrap your toes under your ankle, great for you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, supine twist, legs over to the left as you gaze over your right shoulder. Whenever we twist, I like to think about a sponge that's getting squeezed and all the dirty water coming out of it. It's a reminder of the karma of life, or the balance of life, that in order to receive the new, we have to release the old. So right now, physically, we're squeezing our internal organs, we're stimulating our digestive system, and we're releasing pressure in your spine. Lay now back to center. Switch your legs, this time your left leg over your right leg. Give a nice squeeze, deep breath in. Exhale, supine twist, legs to the right, gaze to the left. So just as we physically release what's no longer needed, can we do this mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? How can we release these judgments or these expectations, these old beliefs, our pains and traumas? How can we release them out of ourselves so that we can open up to what's coming for us, to the beauty in front of us? If you think about it, your house wouldn't be very clean if you never wrung out that sponge, right? We'd just be pushing dirty water around. So it's important to get rid of the old so that we can absorb the new. And as much as this is a physical practice, there's so much opportunity to make it more than just the physical practice. Well, now back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. Any last postures that feel good for you, maybe a back bend like a bridge or a happy baby, halasana plow pose, or just think about what your body needs. What would balance you out for the end of this practice? Take a few moments and just listen to your own body. And when you are ready, finding Shavasana, legs long, palms up, eyes closed. Just staying here for as long as you need. If you are ready to continue your day, move your fingers, move your toes. Back to the beginning again. Reach your arms up and over your head, expand your tummy. And then exhale, just gently coming up to our seated meditation. Crossing your legs, sitting up nice and tall. Hands to heart, close your eyes. Taking a moment to reflect on our practice. It's so important that we check in on ourselves each and every day to find our balance. There's so much that's happening in life. We've got things to do, people to see, places to go. We want to find a balance between our mind and our heart, our body and our soul. We want to find a balance between our family and our work, our friends and ourselves. And so let's just find an attitude of gratitude that we had a little bit of time, that we had each other to practice. We take one last deep breath in. As we exhale, we'll bow to each other, saluting. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. If you didn't quite get everything down, that's okay. Practice makes perfect. I've fallen, I've failed many times in this practice, and every time you fall, every time you fail, you get a little bit closer to finding your balance. So just keep working on it, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to break apart this video into little sections that you just work on each and every day.